Well, how you do, buckaroos? Hey, I've got one here. New this season. I think I did it last year, but what the hell? Let's do it again. Pours a beautiful... I was a little slow getting my action going because I had a nice head on it to start with, but it took me a while to get started after I took a picture. This is a nice one for four hands. They don't give the ABV or IBU on their website. The can says 5%. Again, I don't have IBUs. They basically say copious amounts of Pacific Northwest hops. It's dry hopped with orange zest. This is meant to be a beautiful... I'm losing my... All of a sudden it got dark. I don't know what the hell just happened there. But anyway, it's just meant to be a nice spring summer beer. They don't call it an IPA. I believe it says on here somewhere. No, it doesn't. 5%. Brewed and canned by four hands. I believe it's a wheat ale, if I am not mistaken. Ale with orange zest. This is ale with orange zest. I thought I read somewhere that it has wheat in it. But what the hell? Let's just drink the damn thing. What do you say? Oh, the aroma is gorgeous, though. You do smell those Pacific Northwest hops, but you smell a whole bunch of orange zest. It just makes it bright, aromatically very bright. Oh, and you really feel that orange all the way through it. And then it kind of it gives you that crisp finish right at the end, where you really feel those hops combining with that orange zest. But all around it, from beginning through the middle up till that end, when the hops really kick in, you feel orange, 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 orange. It's all about the orange. It's a beautiful, bright golden, beautiful, bright, clear golden, I should say. And I don't know if you can hear me. There's a fucking train coming. Yeah, we are not far from some train tracks. You know, it's funny. We've been here for about 20 years, so I don't even notice them anymore. But except when I'm doing this, sometimes they do come through the middle of the night. I mean, you know, I'm told I sleep right through it. But yeah, you're in a damn train now. You heard lawnmowers going on, so I got a lot of action going on here in my neighborhood. I got the smoker going on behind me, or the grill, whatever. Right now, I've just got some potatoes and sweet potatoes. I do a lot of meat typically. I'm not cooking any meat today. My wife and I thought baked potato and a salad sounded good, so we picked up stuff to make a nice salad. We've got some good romaine lettuce and some, various salad toppers. I got a couple kinds of olives and some other things, some croutons, and just make a nice salad and a baked potato. It just sounded awesome to me, butter, sour cream, little cheese maybe. I didn't buy chives because I've got some garden green onions. It's not quite the same as a chive, but they are tasty. And it comes from my garden, and I love that. We had some wings for dinner last night, so I've got some leftovers. So when those are done, I'm going to put them out there just to finish heating, or just to heat them back up, rather. And we'll finish off yesterday's leftovers and have a nice baked potato and a salad. I can dig it. I do like Four Hands. I like Four Hands a lot. It's one of my favorite St. Louis breweries. St. Louis has a ton of breweries, and I think why it works for St. Louis is I don't know that they're all necessarily competing with each other. They all seem to do different things. Like, for instance, Four Hands is one of these just crazy out-of-the-box breweries. They do a lot of different things. They're not afraid to invent styles, blend styles, meld styles. They just make some beer. The opposite side of that is Urban Chestnut, and they do have their Reverence and their Revolution series, but even on their Revolution series, almost everything they do is based off of tradition. Their head brewer is German born. They just do these beautiful classic beers and do kind of riffs off of that, and nobody does it better. Then there's another one out there called Civil Life, and Civil Life's thing is that they do closer to session strength ales. And they're all extremely solid. And there's more. There's tons of breweries. The one that seems to get the most attention is Perennial Artisan, and that's another one that just does these great big out-of-the-box beers. I do like them a lot. For me, they're a little overpriced. I find them pricey, but they are a craft beer, snob darling right now. But I don't I don't think they're doing any more quality beers than any of the others. I'm not knocking them by any means. You got some great beers out there, but if you're coming to St. Louis, don't concentrate just on that brewery. You've got Four Hands, you got Urban Chestnuts, you got Civil Life, Six Row, and there's some I'm not remembering at the moment. There's just a bunch out there that are just freaking awesome. Missouri hasn't been known as a craft beer state, and a lot of these breweries have just popped up within the last 5 or 6 years. I don't know, Mother's is maybe 5 years old. Piney River is another one. It's not near anywhere. It's a couple hours from here, a couple hours from St. Louis. It's a couple hours from any civilization whatsoever. But they're doing some of the best beer on the planet right now. So, I mean, Springfield, I've got Mother's, I've got Springfield Brewing Company, White River, who I've heard they're getting ready to introduce a can line, which I'm excited about. Next weekend, we're going up to Columbia for the Missouri Beer Fest. But Columbia, Missouri, it's a college town, and they're starting to get a lot of craft breweries. They've got Broadway, Flat Branch, I think Logboat is fairly new, and there's a couple others, again, I'm not remembering. So, I mean, this isn't, California is thought of, the East Coast is thought of, but Missouri is a bigger craft beer town, or bigger craft beer state than most people think. In particular, St. Louis is just an amazing craft beer town. I'd like to get folks to Springfield, because I've got some great beer here, but if you're looking for a whole lot of breweries in one location, St. Louis is really the place to go. If you're feeling extremely adventurous and want to get off the beaten path, I mean, Piney River, damn, I do love me some Piney River. And that Mule Team Double IPA, or Imperial IPA, is one of the best on the planet, in my opinion. It is just awesome. It is huge, it is massive, it is great big from top to bottom. It is rugged, it is assertive, it does everything I personally want a double IPA to do. If you want that more easygoing, more trendy, fruity, citrus, tropical fruit IPA, that's not it, man. This one, this one doesn't, it doesn't just, waltz in there. This one is big from top to bottom. It's huge on the malt, it's huge on the hops. It takes no prisoners, and for me, it's a great double IPA. But, drink what you like. That's why I personally get frustrated when folks talk about, well, is it better than? Nothing is better than. Hetty isn't better than Piney. Piney's not better than Hetty. Mule Team is as good as all of them. I mean, we're talking about different flavor profiles, man. They're all good. There's going to be a time and place that I would want the Hetty, I would want the Pliny, I would want the Mule Team. If if the weather's like if it's 85 degrees, I want a big IPA, but I want that crisp, fruity, clean, crisp taste. The Pliny's perfect. If I want a little more complexity, the Hetty. If I want a big in your face, slap you around, take no prisoners, it's the Piney River Mule Team. And there's a whole bunch of others in there. Four Hands has Warhammer and Cash Money. They're again two great big double IPAs that are doing completely different things. I just get frustrated. Why does one have to be better than the other? Why can't we just enjoy them all for what they are? It's just seems like a strange argument to me. It's like arguing who's the best player on a baseball team, particular pitcher, or a particular outfielder. They're both doing their jobs. I just like the whole team, man. Can't we just look at it that way? It just drives me freaking nuts. So this turned out to be one of those rambling videos. It didn't have a whole lot of point to it, other than I am drinking a Four Hands contact high, and that's kind of what I do, man. I don't do beer reviews. I do more commentary. I just kind of talk. There are some great beer reviewers out there, though. One of my favorites is John Sterdumsky. I've talked about him. He writes one of the best blogs on the planet. One of my newer beer friends, Mark Pyle, does Erie Better Beer Review with some of his buddies, and I should know their names, and I do not, so I apologize to the rest of you guys. But I mean, that's one that I like to watch. And there's some others out there too. I just can't mention everybody, but again, I mean, the beer world is like anything else. There is a lot. Jeff Lyons, that's the guy I was trying to remember. Jeff is great because he's very thorough. Jeff. And I'm going to say this, and I'm not saying it as an insult. I'm saying it as a compliment to Jeff, because it's not what I do at all. But Jeff is pretty formulaic. I mean, he has a certain rhythm and a style. But it works for him because, one, he's got one of the greatest voices in the craft beer game. He kind of cut his teeth in radio, so he's got the best voice on the planet out there. But he also has a methodology that he goes through. That's what makes him a great beer reviewer. I'm not a beer reviewer. I wouldn't be a great beer reviewer because I don't do things in order. That's why I call what I do commentary, because I'm just having a beer, relaxing, and talking some stuff. But I'm a guy who does enjoy some beer. I do enjoy Four Hands. Contact High is beautiful. I suggest you go get some.